Are you a football fan? Have you ever found yourself wondering, what in the world was that ref thinking? Well, Mike D, the referee, is here to help you. Join me on Whistle Talk as I talk to professionals on the field and in the booth to help you understand what is going on inside the mind of a football official. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Whistle Talk. Mike D, the referee, joining and here from lovely New Jersey. Today we're going to be jumping right back into the previous episode on Rule 7 with Coach Chip and Daniel Chamberlain. So without further ado, I'm going to send it over to them. But before I do, please make sure if you are somebody looking for any equipment, anything like that, go check out refshop.us. Okay, so big thank you to our official partner at refshop.us. Take a look, go over there, hop onto that site. I'll leave the site on the show notes. You get a 10% off. Use Talk26 at the checkout. You'll get another 10% off. So if you're looking for radios, you're looking for shirts, pants, hats, flags, all that gear. And if you're an official from multiple sports, it's all there. So take a look at refshop.us. All right. Now to the continuation of Rule 7. All right. Definition. I'll take the definition, and Coach Chip, you could take the next slide. So a definition of handing. Handing 2-19 is the transferring the ball from one player to another where both players are in contact with the ball at the same time. Forward handing is the ball is being handed ahead of the original runner's position, or backward handing, the ball is handed behind the original runner's position. So we need to understand if it's forward or backwards, because where it happens on the field is now going to determine if it is legal or not. So, Coach?
All right, handing the ball, 7-3. Any player may hand the ball backward at any time. No player may hand the ball forward except during a scrimmage down before a change of possession, provided both players are in or behind the neutral zone. And it is to a back or teammate who was on an end of his line at the snap and was not the snapper nor adjacent to the snapper.
Fumblerooski.
Yeah, it is. So you can run the tackle around, apparently. It didn't say. It is to a lineman who clearly faced his end line by moving both feet and is at least 1 yard behind his line when he receives the ball. No player may hand the ball forward beyond the neutral zone or after change of possession. Penalties: illegal handing, 5 yards, loss of down.
So you asked if it's okay for the tackle. You can hand the ball to a lineman who clearly turns around, faces their own end zone with both feet, so it can't just be like a slight rotation. They've got to turn around, both feet, and at least be 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage before they receive the ball. So I don't know the last time I've seen somebody attempting this play because of the timing of it with that. So, but you got to turn completely around.
We did a really neat 2-quarterback play where one of our linemen was the quarterback, and he started the play facing the wrong way. Okay. And then it was like an offset line. So we actually had 5 linemen. So we weren't using a tackle. All 5 offensive linemen were accounted for. But the quarterback turned his back to the opponent and then stepped up and faked a handoff. Sometimes we'd give it to him, sometimes we wouldn't, but it became part of the formation. Right? It's just part of the play. And so that was kind of a neat way for us to fake we basically put him on GT counter. Or we could fake the handoff to him and run sweep outside or throw the ball. But it gave us a way to give it to another quarterback who could then complete a pass.
You single wing style.
Yeah.
All right. Definitions. Fumble and backward pass. A fumble, 2-18, is any loss of player possession other than by handing, passing, or a legal kick. Passing. Throwing a player the ball. This is 2-31, throwing a ball in player possession so that it travels in flight, a backward pass, is thrown in the initial direction, parallel or towards their own goal line. Option coaches, option players, you could pitch the ball laterally, completely down the line of scrimmage if you're beyond the neutral zone. You could pitch the ball forward if you're still behind the line of scrimmage or the neutral zone because, well, now you got a forward pass. Ends when the ball is caught, recovered, or is out of bounds. So those are our pass definitions. So, Daniel, 7-4.
Yep. Fumble and backward pass. Fumbles or backward passes may be advanced by any player after being caught or recovered. Ball belongs to passing or fumbling team if loose ball goes out of bounds between the goal lines, becomes dead in bounds with no player in possession, becomes dead in bounds with joint possession. So tie goes the offense. If fumble or backward pass goes out of bounds behind a goal line, belongs to team defending that goal. It's either a touchback or a safety, rule number 8.
Yep. Coach Chip?
Forward pass classification, Rule 7-5. It is a legal forward pass if during a scrimmage down and before team possession has changed, a player of A, offense, throws the ball with both feet of the passer in or behind the neutral zone when the ball is released. Only one forward pass may be thrown during the down. Definitions: passing, throwing a ball in player possession so that it travels in flight. Forward pass, thrown with initial direction towards opponent's goal line, has gone beyond neutral zone if at any point the entire ball is beyond the neutral zone. Ends when caught, touches ground, or is out of bounds. A passer is a player who throws a legal forward pass, continues until pass ends, or he moves to participate in the play.
Yep. I want to go back to the top here, and I highlighted this because this is, again, we're talking NFHS rules. Throws the ball with both feet in or behind the neutral zone. Please don't see what you're watch it on Sunday and hear the ruling there, or hear it on Saturday and Brent Musburger. Okay, NFHS rules: both feet in or behind the neutral zone. Okay, we gotta be specific with that one.
So wait a minute now. So if it's a rollout pass or a scramble situation and they're throwing it right at the line of scrimmage, if 1 foot is beyond the neutral zone, that's an illegal forward pass?
Yes, sir.
So it's not. I like the way it used to be because they treated it like over and back in basketball. You haven't established yourself across half court until the entire body and ball have crossed half court. And that's the way
now you can come back.
Forward pass too.
You can come back still. You can run 5 yards.
Oh, you can run back,
pass.
but my point is nobody does that. But
Well, no.
I've never seen it. But
Weaponize the rules, baby.
I'm not arguing the rule. I'm just saying it'd be easier for the official if it was still the way it used to be, in my opinion. The whole thing's got to be across.
Coach Ship, this game's easy for us officials all the time. That's why we do this. That's why we're doing these podcasts. All right, illegal forward pass, 7-5-2. Pass after team possession has changed during the down. Illegal forward pass, signal 35, 5-yard penalty. A pass from beyond the neutral zone, both feet must be in or behind for it to be legal. A second and subsequent forward pass thrown during a down, and this is an illegal forward pass. 35-9 for our signals, so we're going to have a loss of down. A pass intentionally thrown into an area not occupied by an eligible receiver. I always refer to this one. This one is the Tom Brady NFL Giants Super Bowl, where he just launched the ball down the field, and he got called for grounding, and he was in the end zone. So it was a safety for the Giants in that Super Bowl. Pass initially thrown incomplete to conserve yardage or time. This is going to be our intentional grounding. Rule signal 36 and 9 for the 5 yards and the loss of down. But again, there are now exceptions to this. Daniel, exceptions.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to the local ref association, whom I've been going to meetings with. They actually, a good friend of mine was in a state championship game last year, and they were called in the end zone for an intentional grounding. And the refs threw the flag, called it. The defense went crazy. And, of course, my friend was on offense at the time, so it did not look good for him. And the refs got together and picked up a flag because they realized, and this is where it gets into, and we were talking earlier, Chip, about how much the refs have to see. He had rolled out of the tackle box. So it didn't matter. They were really caught up on, was there a receiver in the area or not? And no one thought, did he clear the tackle box for his intentional grounding? So they picked it up. The 8 Area Warriors went on to win the state championship. So it was really good. Anyway, good job by the refs there to actually pick up a flag.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big one.
And this is
illegal
one,
forward pass.
I want to piggyback on that. The one thing that we've learned to do to help us is this is going to be a late flag. We're not going to throw this flag right away. We're going to throw this one late. And this flag should only be thrown by the referee, with the referee getting help by the short wings, the umpire, the deep wings, anybody else. But this is the referee's flag, and it's usually going to be a little bit late. So
yeah,
to make sure
I love when
they
walk through the mechanics. So obviously I was watching it live when it happened, and then I've watched that film several times. But then I was sitting with the association and the guys in there that threw the flag, right? And hearing the mechanics behind it. Hey, my wing gave me no receiver in the area, right? He did also tell me, though, that it had cleared the line of scrimmage. And so he had all the rules, but they had thrown the flag due to the no receiver.
Yeah.
And then, they just had to kind of backwards engineer it and work it. So it was good.
I admire them for waving it off because, a lot of times you won't see that.
Yeah, that was big.
That's good. Mike, are you the one,
illegal forward pass
Mike, are you
exception?
the one that tells them, tell the white hat that he broke out of the tackle box?
We're all a little bit with that one. So depending upon my alignment, if he scrambles to my side or if he's scrambling to our side, because we are typically on a diagonal from each other. So we're helping each other out with that. But we also use landmarks on the field between the hashes, the goalpost. So if the snap started in the middle of the field, we're going to typically give the quarterback to both goalposts. So if they're now outside the goalpost, they're outside the tackle box. So
that's a good
just
way to
little
look at it.
landmarks like that.
Yeah. Spiking, clocking the balls, just the exceptions to the illegal forward pass. Spiking is the weird one I've always thought was super weird anyway. But to conserve time, which it just said we can't do, but here we are doing it anyway. Must be positioned behind the snapper, under center, or shotgun. Must throw the ball immediately forward to the ground. Snap cannot be muffed or hit the ground. Otherwise, exception is nullified.
So that rule has changed recently to allow the shotgun quarterbacks to spike the ball. Okay, it used to be that we forced the team that is a shotgun team the entire game all of a sudden have to go under center to try to get that hand-to-hand snap that they don't practice at all. So now we're allowing it from the shotgun.
Love it. Intentional incomplete pass to conserve yardage must have been beyond lateral boundary or free blocking zone as established at snap. Must reach the neutral zone, including extension of neutral zone beyond line of scrimmage. Beyond sideline. I can't read, guys. I'm sorry. Must be the first and only player to possess the ball after the snap ends. So explain this one to us in layman's terms, Mike.
So it has to be the quarterback. It can't be the quarterback doing a toss pitch to a running back who's outside the tackle box, who then throws the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. They're the second passer. So that would still be intentional grounding at that point. If it's the quarterback and they roll out and they get the ball beyond the neutral zone, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. That's where the safety aspect has finally come into play, which, again, we didn't have this exception until I want to say it's 3 or 4 years ago that the NFHS put it in as a rule to allow for it, but they got to hit that criteria.
So this is exactly what I just talked about from the 8-air game. You have to clear the tackle box or the free blocking zone.
Yep.
It has to reach the neutral, so it's got to reach the line of scrimmage or beyond. And then once again, it's obviously you're not, like you just said, Mike. You can't pitch it out there and the second passer is gonna do this. It has to be the quarterback.
Correct. So. All right. Forward pass, complete or incomplete. A forward pass, legal or illegal, is complete when it is caught by any player of A or B. It may be advanced by either team, and the simultaneous catch belongs to the passing team. A forward pass, legal or illegal, is incomplete when the pass touches the ground or goes out of bounds. When the player in the air possesses the pass and lands with the first contact out of bounds, the ball becomes dead and the down counts. Legal, the passing team next snaps the ball from the previous spot unless it was fourth down. If it is a legal forward pass and they are complete or incomplete despite there being a foul, illegal forward passes are still complete or incomplete despite being a foul. Got to re-say that one. Daniel, you're rubbing off on me.
You're welcome.
All right, Coach Chip.
Illegal forward pass, penalties and notes. Illegal forward pass is treated the same as any other pass, complete or incomplete, and can be advanced when caught by either team. Illegal forward pass, penalty accepted, enforced from spot of illegal forward pass where it was thrown. Illegal forward pass, penalty declined. Incomplete, down counted at spot of illegal forward pass or penalty enforced. Unlikely, as 5 yards and potential loss of down will go in favor of the offended team, which is the defense. Complete, ball put in play based on action which followed catch or penalty enforced. Likely will occur if illegal forward pass is caught by the defense.
Correct. So we're letting that one completely play out, and we're going from there. All right. Pass eligibility rules for a legal forward pass. Team A must be eligible by position and number. Position and number. Okay? Must be end of the line of scrimmage or ends or behind the line, being backs. They must have the numbers of 0 through 49 and 80 through 99. Players numbered 0 through 49, 80 through 99 can be ineligible by positioning. Remember our number exceptions. All Team A players become eligible when Team B touches a legal forward pass. Okay, so a ball that gets tipped now makes everybody eligible to catch that ball. Team B, all players are eligible, so anybody can intercept that pass. Doesn't matter numbers. Players who are eligible at the start of the down remain eligible throughout the down. Okay? And it's same for the ineligible, except once the ball is tipped.
We had an RPO happen years ago, about 12 years ago. A team threw RPOs had just become a thing. Team threw an RPO across the middle of the field. Our safety came up and waylaid the kid.
Okay.
The ball came shooting back about 3 yards, and a tackle caught it out of the air and scored. Well, we're going crazy saying illegal man downfield. And they said, no, it can't be illegal man downfield because it was tipped. I said, no, he was illegally downfield before it was tipped. It wasn't illegal touching. It was legal touching because the ball was tipped. Mr. Ref, I know that rule. What I'm saying is the guy was downfield when the ball was thrown because it was an RPO. And so I'm not going to tell referees how to do their job, but I'll tell you this. If it's an RPO and the quarterback does not throw it immediately, you got an illegal man downfield.
Pretty much.
Period. If the offense is running the play right, if he double clutches or whatever happens, he doesn't like ride and throw, you're illegally downfield. And I'm the offensive coach here, but I'm telling you, there ain't no way that somebody ain't downfield if that quarterback ain't throwing the thing immediately. And I tell my quarterback, the penalty's on you.
I love watching the slow mesh and just watching defensive coaches get pissed. It's so funny because the refs ain't gonna call it. Like,
but now that
they ain't got time to figure out was he 3 yards or 4 yards or they're letting it ride.
So Daniel, take this one here because that is one of the hardest things for us to call is that ineligible man downfield on that RPO scenario. So Daniel, take this one here.
Absolutely. Ineligible player restrictions. Ineligible downfield beyond the expanded neutral zone. Ineligible A players may not advance beyond expanded neutral zone before illegal forward pass crosses neutral zone in flight. Restrictions terminated if pass touched by B in or behind the neutral zone. Penalty, ineligible downfield, signal 37, it's 5 yards. Illegal touching by ineligible A player. must bat, muff, or catch a legal forward pass. Not illegal touching if incidental touch, so the pass hits him in the back. Restriction terminated if pass touched first by Team B. Penalties, illegal touching, season. Jesus Christ.
Signal.
Signal 16-9. I've been watching too many movies, I think, too many shows. 5 yards and a loss of down, which is good.
So the ineligible downfield, this one is typically going to be called by your short wings. And Coach Chip, I want to lay out what our short wings are now working on post-snap. Short wings are looking for, A, is there a hold by the tight end / tackle? The end man on the line of scrimmage there. That's going to be one of their first keys. Then they're going to be looking, is there defensive holding on the receivers that are running downfield? Then they're going to be looking for, all right, we had 4 guys in the backfield, so we're good there. So now they have to figure out, was the ball crossing in front of them as they're holding the line of scrimmage before or after there was somebody 3 yards downfield? So the timing of that, and again, they're looking back to see when the quarterback released it, who might be 7 yards in the backfield. Shotgun snap, 2 steps, depending on where they are, they could be 7 yards back there. So they're looking at, all right, ball thrown, does it cross? Where are they? Oh, yeah, and my receiver on my side, my key is being held 17 yards downfield. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And like you mentioned, if it is a super slow mesh, that's probably when they're going to throw it. If there's a hesitation, if there's a bobble or something like that. But if it's a quick mesh, usually we're going to give the benefit of the doubt to the offense on that. But yeah, it's tough because mechanically they've got a lot of stuff going on.
But like I gave y'all the cheat code. If he double clutches, you got a legal man downfield. You ain't got to look at all that other crap. If he double clutches, you've got an illegal man downfield.
Well, I mean, to an extent, Chip, but we RPO. A lot of people used to only RPO the zone game. We RPO gap scheme.
That's what I do.
I don't have a lineman running 3 yards down the field. My down blocks are staying at the line of scrimmage and working back. My pullers are kicking.
Power.
Now, my late wrapper, but he has to run around 4 other fat bodies to get over there to hit his gap.
That's why I said if it's a double clutch.
That's they have to be able to see it. It is just complicated, which is why it works. It's part of the
But to
part
me,
of why it works.
To me, it's just common sense to me. If he double clutches and the line's doing their job, somebody's going to be downfield.
This is no different than the option play is intent to deceive the defense, right? Like,
oh no doubt. And I'm not going to argue about it because I'm glad. I love the RPO.
yeah.
But
All right, so now we're going to start talking about some pass interference stuff. So now we get even more to, well, it's not so much black and white anymore. Now we're going to get a little judgment stuff going on with this one. So our pass interference restrictions, they only apply beyond the neutral zone and only if it is a legal forward pass that crosses the neutral zone. If the pass is touched by B in or behind the neutral zone, the restrictions are off. So now we're going to look for unnecessary roughness, different things like that if you're lambasting a player, but the interference aspect is off. The restrictions are in effect for all A and B players until the ball is touched or incomplete. When do the restrictions begin? For Team A, at the snap. For Team B, when the ball leaves the passer's hands. So this is where we got to notice, has the ball been released? Then we're going to have interference. Has the ball not been released? Then we may have defensive holding. So different things like that. When do pass interference restrictions end? When eligible A and B players, when the pass is touched. Ineligible A players, when the pass is touched by B. And all players, when the pass is incomplete, pass ends, the ball is dead. All right? So. All right, Daniel, you want to take this one?
Yep. Pass interference. Any A or B player beyond the neutral zone interferes with an eligible opponent's opportunity to move toward, catch, or bat the pass. Penalty is pass interference. Signal 33, 15 yard. Weirdly enough, it's not season. Who knew? Not pass interference. Unavoidable contact occurs when opponents make a simultaneous bona fide attempt, Contact by A is immediately made on a B lineman and remains within the expanded neutral zone. Ineligible A players using hands and arms in a legal block. Contact by B is obviously away from the direction of the pass. This always brings to me the question is and because of the unavoidable contact, but two guys are running in sync and they trip on each other's feet. And now that vertical ball, which might have had a half a step and the quarterback thought it was a sure touchdown, now they both fall down. I hate watching those become pass interference. It's like, this isn't soccer. We don't have time to foot tackle a receiver. Like, that kid ain't got time to think about that.
Yeah.
He's worried about touch the hip, flip the hips, run, get in sync, break the basket. He's got a lot of stuff going on in his mind. And it's not, let me trip this guy with my feet as we get tangled up.
Well, you'd be surprised because I've heard, I do agree too, but I've also heard coaches teach people, if you get beat, grab them.
Grab him. That's one thing. Yeah, grabbing the jersey, tackling. Hey, 15 yards is better than 6, right?
Yes,
like
100%.
That's absolutely true. But foot tangle and all that, it just gets a little crazy.
It does. It's definitely dicey, and that's why we go into this one, Coach Chip.
Pass interference. This is the first true judgment call we've discussed. Philosophy and other factors go into calling or not calling PI. Intentional versus inadvertent contact, as Daniel spoke of. Level of play, varsity versus JV or freshman. And obviously, there'll be more inadvertent contact in the lower levels because the kids' bodies aren't trained in the same way. You got to look at the quality of the team. Playing the ball versus playing the man. It's a judgment call. We'll get some right, we'll get some wrong. No duh.
And regardless, we are going to piss somebody off with the call or no call.
So I'm currently coaching first grade youth, and we play 8-man, but the league rules say you will have 5 linemen. Now, their numbers truly don't matter. Nope. We don't have numbering rules out, but my offensive tackles are eligible to go for a pass. Well, we don't have a pass play. It's just going to be run until we think maybe we can sneak one in. But that kid is going to crush some poor linebacker as he runs down. I say crush. He may not ever get there and touch him. But as we try to run fullback dive, and then it's a play action to get to a right. So, I mean, he's going to illegally contact, but he's 6.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't know. So it's a good that they, you're thinking about it at least culturally or philosophy.
A common high school defensive PI, which I've seen called for me and against me over the years, going back to Daniel's point about the tangled feet. I have seen often where they get tangled feet. The DB stumbles and falls, and as he's falling, he falls across the offensive guy who didn't stumble, and then they call that a PI. And it's totally unintentional, but they're going to call that.
Yeah.
Because he fell across a guy who's reaching up for the ball, even though the guy catching the ball kind of caused it or they helped cause it because they tangled up. I've seen that in high school so many dadgum times, and I'll tell you when you see it, post routes. I've just seen it so many times where they get tangled up, the defensive guy falls down, and as he's falling, he falls across the back of the legs of the receiver. They call it, even though it was unintentional, but they're going to call it.
All right, so here we go with our pass interference examples. One we're going to call DPI. Early contact that's not playing the ball. Playing through the back of a receiver. Grabbing and restricting. Extending the arm across the body. Cutting off or taking receiver off their path. And hooking and restricting by turning the body. That one you're going to see a lot as the bang-bang type of interference play, that they're grabbing and they're coming across the body. Once they get that hook, we got to throw that one. Offensive pass interference, OPI, creating separation. I used to teach it. Once I see that arm being extended, it's probably going to be offensive pass interference if I'm seeing that receiver extend their arm. But if I see that bent elbow technique and they create a little separation there and they're keeping their arm not fully extended, we're playing football. Where they're driving through a defender, that's going to be OPI. Pick plays, goal line plays, short yardage plays. Look for those mesh routes, that pick play, that it's not truly intending to catch the receiver. But there needs to be contact. If I run a sit route from an outside position and I sit over where my tight end was 3 yards downfield and I force the linebacker to have to run either above me or below me, I got nothing. Okay, but if I'm running that route and all of a sudden that linebacker comes and tries to cross face me and I kind of intentionally run into them, well, then we're going to have offensive pass interference. Okay, and the last one is going to be blocking beyond the expanded neutral zone. This one you're going to see on the screens, and you see this a lot with the outside receivers on the screens. So we got to make sure that that ball is caught behind the neutral zone for the screens to allow them to be blocking downfield. Literally could spend, it's got class, but we could spend the entire show. We have done shows on pass interference before, and it's one of those things that there's going to be judgments on it. It's a judgment call. So these are some of the examples and some of the things that we're looking at. All right, Daniel, I know you got to leave soon. So we got our quiz. So if you can hang out for a couple quiz questions, we'd love to have you. We got a couple true and false and then a couple of case plays here. So I think I got maybe 10 total questions here for our Rule 7 quiz. So A is in scrimmage kick formation on 4th down. A21 can be one of the 5 interior linemen, but is restricted the same as a player wearing 50 through 79. True or false?
True.
That's true.
True.
Correct. During a scrimmage kick formation, they can be outside that number because we got 4th down. All right, another true and false. If QB A7 takes a position with their hands underneath the left tackle to allow for a direct snap to the back, it's an illegal formation.
That is false. That is legal. He can be wherever he wants to be.
But
False.
Yeah.
Yep. Quarterback may line up under the tackle to receive a hand-to-hand snap while allowing a direct snap to the other back. This is legal if they are in position to receive the snap. All right. Third question. Third true and false. An illegal forward pass is treated as a fumble and is a live ball after it hits the ground.
A pass is a pass is a pass.
It is false.
Yep.
Never heard that pass adage, but you're right. An illegal forward pass is treated as a forward pass. Once it hits the ground, it's incomplete. Pass interference restrictions begin at the snap for both teams.
False.
False is correct. For A, it's at the snap. For B, it's when the ball leaves the passer's hands. And our last one for true and false is an eligible receiver, A44, goes out of bounds on his route. Therefore, he becomes ineligible for that down.
It depends.
It's false. He can reestablish himself, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
An eligible receiver who voluntarily goes out of bounds does not become ineligible by the rules. He remains eligible through the other thing. And again, you're remaining eligible throughout the play. All right. So now we got some case plays. A, 3rd and goal from the B 10-yard line. Going in. Team A brings in their field goal team and is in a scrimmage kick formation. A81, A78, A65, snapper, A22, right guard, A34, right tackle, A70, right wing back, A86, are on the line of scrimmage from that order. The kick falls short of the end zone. What do we got, gents?
Still, it's going to be a touch. Oh, short of the end zone. Man, it's going to be like a punt essentially. A kick is a kick is a kick. So they basically just punted the ball out of the kick. It's a scrimmage kick formation, so that's fine. There's no penalty. So basically they punted it to wherever it landed, right?
Well, is there no penalty?
All I know is y'all
say
talking
no.
about
They have
battleship.
We said earlier you could be in a legal scrimmage kick formation on any down. I know it's 3rd and goal.
That's where it becomes a violation. On 4th down, that formation is fine. On 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, yep, only the snapper.
Only
when
the
you got your
snapper.
right guard at A34, that's what makes it an illegal formation numbering exception violation.
So we got 78, 65, and 7. We needed one more in there, didn't we?
Yep.
With 3 out of 4.
So in this scenario, it would be, if a penalty is accepted, it would be 3rd and goal from the 15, and the clock's going to start on the snap. If the penalty's not accepted, well, it's going to be R or B's ball, or R in this scenario on the kick, is going to be taking possession where the ball fell short.
So they probably accept it anyway, or decline it
Most
anyway.
likely going to decline it.
Take the ball.
Yep. All right, next one. A, 1st and 10 from B's 35-yard line. Again, going in. Team A hustles to the line with the clock running under a minute in the game. A10 muffs the snap and then throws it forward to the ground immediately after picking it up at the B37. So they dropped the snap and then tried to spike the ball for conservation. Coach Chip said it. The spike exception
Illegal
is
pass,
lost.
intentional grounding.
Yep. So we're going to have 2nd and 12 from the B37
Because of the muff.
because of the muff. Well, actually, I'm wrong here on my yardage. Because they spiked the ball at the 37, we're going to go back to the 42 because it's going to be 5 yards from the spot of that foul, and we're going to go back to the 42. So with the loss of down. So now you're going to have 2nd down and 17, not 2nd and 12. So my graphic there is a little bit wrong. Caught it. All right. A, 2nd and 8 from A's 27-yard line. A85 is lined up as a tight end and wide receiver. A89 is on the line of scrimmage outside of them. Both players run pass routes down the field. While the pass is airborne, B23 interferes with A85 and the pass falls incomplete. What do we got?
Offset and penalties?
Daniel, what do you got?
Yeah, it's got to be offset. I agree. It's going to be illegal man downfield because he's covered up. And then, yeah, because he says the second guy's on the line of scrimmage. And then you're going to have the pass interference.
So you're half right. Because they're ineligible by position, there's no defensive pass interference. If that ball is being thrown to them.
Oh, he interfered with A85.
Yep, he interfered with the player that was ineligible.
Guy, the covered up guy.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Oh, I didn't. Nobody look. Nobody look.
I can't read that fast.
Beautiful. A, 2nd and goal from the B8-yard line. Quarterback A11's pass is tipped by B97 at the B13. A77 stops blocking to make a play on the tip pass. B99 holds A77. A77 still manages to catch the ball at the 4-yard line, and they run into the end zone.
It's going to be intentional. Or it should be. I'm not looking at the answer, but I'll probably screw this up anyway. It should be pass interference on the defense on B99 because 77 is now an eligible receiver going for a legal attempt at the ball. It would be tacked on to the end of the run, but I guess half the distance, so they'd get it at the 2.
Well, where did they run it to?
Oh, he ran it into. So touchdown.
Touchdown.
So then you're going to put it on the try or the kickoff?
Yep.
Probably the try and go for 2. Let's go.
So our answer is once B touches the ball, the ineligible receiver restrictions end. The holding by B during the play is enforced as a live ball foul, so we're not going to have interference, but we'll have a hold. Team A will accept the touchdown and enforce the hold, possibly on the try or on the succeeding spot. So we got a touchdown.
Love it.
All right, and I think this is our last one. A, 3rd and goal at the B10. Team A is trailing. Quarterback A17 receives the snap and takes a look downfield, setting up the tension. After seeing no receivers open, he spikes the ball at his feet from the B15 to avoid a sack.
That's intentional grounding.
Yep. Spike exception only applies immediately after the snap. This is intentional grounding, so we're going to have 4th and goal from the B20, 5 yards from where the intentional grounding occurred, and the clock will start on the snap for the illegal pass, forward pass.
Cool.
Gents, that's all she wrote.
Well, you got 2 episodes.
Been wonderful.
What's that, Coach?
You got 2 episodes, Mike.
Yeah. Well, fellas, I appreciate you as always. Daniel, I know you got to run, so I'm not going to keep you on here. Appreciate you.
Go Red Sox.
Go Yankees.
4.5 games. I think
Behind-
is what I looked at.
behind who?
3.5 maybe. Behind the Yankers.
All right.
So it's time. It's time for us to have a real rivalry again.
Yeah, let's go. All right, fellas. Appreciate you guys. Be safe
Thanks,
out
Mike.
there, and I will talk to you all soon.
AMF.